Podcast, we gon' talk about it, yeah, we get it poppin'. Every Wednesday, PM Central, we got the only option. Who they touch with they topics, even if it is toxic. Like a podcast, we gon' be in, talk about it. We gon' talk about it. We gon' talk about it. Like a podcast, we gon' be in. Like a podcast, we gon' be.
Yo, welcome back to another edition of the Life Be Life and Podcast. Back up on the scene, nah, I mean, I'm your host, Tony D.
And I'm your host, D to the J, back in the building like I ain't never left. What's happening?
What's happening, Brody? How you feel tonight, man?
Man, it ain't nothing but love, bro. It's another day, another beautiful day. Man, it's a lot. We getting ready to change seasons. We got some birthdays we're getting ready to celebrate. As of tomorrow, shout out to 12-year-old. My son finna get that last B-Day in, man, before them good old 10 years, bro. So we got a lot cooking, man. It's a vibe, it's a family thing, it's just a time to reflect, man, and enjoy what you got while you got it. Life is a vapor, man.
That's what's up, man. So
Yeah.
I'm down here in Mexico. Down here in Mexico tonight, man. You know, Philly called me down. They need me to be a consultant for this game in Mexico on Friday. So you know, I had to slide on down there. Got my coach's shirt on. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Hey, I'll be back next week, man. But I better come back with a dub, or it's gonna be a problem. You hear me?
So you out there as the player coach? What we doing?
A little bit of both, but I ain't telling nobody my number in case I mess up. You know what I'm saying?
In case you drop that ball and they start booing. True that.
Ain't doing all that.
True that. Y'all should be legit, man. It's getting ready to get real exciting, man. It's a wonderful time of year. Unfortunately, my hometown hero baseball team, they ain't gonna be a part of this beautiful October thing. So, you know.
Yeah, them cats is they scratching, but ain't sniffing nothing.
They ain't playing like no Cardinals, bro. They playing like the Dubs.
The crows, pigeons. So, man, what we got cracking on the show today?
Hey, divorce be divorcing, bro. Like real life, man. And when you say it, like I ain't gonna lie, it is funny to be like, yo, divorce be divorcing. But
yeah,
the reality is, you know, we kind of been talking about some things, man, and divorce hits a lot of people homes real heavy, man. And I'm seeing the impact people from the kids. A lot of times we get this mindset like it just impacts that woman, the wife. But
right.
You know what I'm saying? It's just impactful on the man and definitely on the kids and even surrounding people. You know, we talked about last season, man, and we're gonna break down that topic. Like, hey, when you and that person go to separate ways, is the family still family? You know what I'm saying? Like, what is the expectation? So there's a lot that weighs, man, and lies at the doorsteps of divorce, man. So yeah, tonight's episode, divorce be divorcing. And we're gonna break this thing down so smooth, bro. Like, I want to talk about it because there's no sure shot way, but some preventative ways, man, where we can kind of tackle that thing. We talking about some of the aftermath, some of the aftercare, all these things, man, that kind of circle around what happens when that preparation and planning just don't hit and divorce be divorced.
Yeah. Well, let me get these birthday shout outs out the way, man. Gotta give a huge shout out to the son, TJ. Birthday is September the 15th. He is celebrating his swaggy 16th. So hey, huge shout out to you, my boy, and then to my daughter, Deja. Birthday is September 27th, man. And yo, that's my firstborn. She'll be 29, man. And hey, happy birthday, daughter. I love you.
Now,
Oh man,
You say
before
you say your oldest daughter Deja B Day win, and this is what makes everything so crazy. We try to tell people, man, this guy when he put stuff together so crazy and wild. So your daughter birthday in September, the oldest named Deja. My oldest named Deja, birthday also in September. You know what I'm saying? And we could go back and forth from your
what date?
birthday, huh? I ain't gonna put her business out there because she don't like she got a few dudes that try to inbox her already, and she is mad petty. So I don't want nobody texting me telling some D. Why you tell the whole world? Because you know y'all in 20 plus countries. I don't got time. I don't
All
got
right, well,
time
give me
for
the day after her birthday then.
that. You want the day before or after?
I ain't finna put niece out there. But look,
Yeah,
before we get started, man, let's go ahead and get this business out the way. You ready?
been ready. Let's get to it.
The views and opinions expressed on the Life Be Life and podcast are solely those of the artists, producers, guests, and hosts of the show. Any numbers, stats, or stated resources that are given, we do ask that you verify that information for yourself.
Have you ever been in a situation and needed to be a little bit of emotional but just couldn't seem to tap in? Possibly needed to back your way out of a lie and show them that you're telling the truth by crying? Well, have no fears. Cry No More is here, made from real baby tears. The organic, all-natural substance you'll take once a day, and it'll produce tears on the spot. It'll get those tear ducts flowing. May cause side effects including internal bleeding, diarrhea, hemorrhaging of the belly button, eyelash removal, hair removal, back fat removal, toes falling off, and also bad breath. Cry no more. Real organic tears. Never be stranded again.
Hi guys, I like all the shows. They all tie into each other, and as crazy as y'all are together, the information that you all put out is very informative for every age level. So I just appreciate you guys with the topics. All of them my favorite to me. To y'all my favorite. So that makes me so great.
Look up on the scene. Now, I mean,
Hi
all right,
guys,
y'all.
I like all the
Oh,
shows.
well, she's still trying to talk. Let me. All right, baby, we heard you. Appreciate it.
How does your willpower to talk override a pre-recording? It's
Hey,
recorded and we still can't slow her up. She finna
hey,
get
that's babe, boy. She be in it. She in it. She in it. You know what I'm
it.
saying?
Man. Yeah, bro. So I'm ready to get started, man. How you feeling?
Hey, so I want to put out an important point, man, before you get cracking.
Yep. Yep.
Um, divorce is very near to dear to both of us because we've both been there. And yes, as we've been able to successfully move on, remarry, uh, find a better, better positioning, having that experience, it's still a process. So, as we talk about this tonight, this is, a very near dear topic. And I just want y'all to understand that as two black men, sitting here getting ready to talk about this, um, a lot of us are not as fortunate as we are to be able to move on and be able to find
Yeah,
that happiness, that happy place once again. So I just want to put that disclaimer out there.
true that. So and we talked about how serious things are, man, and it impacts everybody in a totally different manner, right? So again, there's no bulletproof method. There's nothing that we can say 100% that is going to eliminate the chance of divorce and indeed guarantee your success. However, we are confident that there are some steps that we can take So we're gonna talk about some preventative things before we actually talk about when you in the thick of things. So just kind of doing a little bit of reading, deep research, this, that, and the third. I wanted to kind of look at women journalists that had articles out on these things. Again, you got two men, so we're gonna have our own perspectives. We coming from the husband world, and so we have that side of the fence. But I wanted to just read a little bit on what young ladies was on. So some of the ways to ideally save your marriage from divorce. And this particular doctor that has a PhD says as soon as you feel that first flicker of unhappiness, start proactively changing your tune. Well, as soon as you finish this article, it's saying, go ahead and change that tune. The sooner people start working on their marriage when they're unhappy, the easier it can be to get past your problems. So before I really get to some things, I'm gonna say this, bro. I disagree with that, and I want to get your perspective before I go forward. So again, this doctor says as soon as you start to feel that first flicker of unhappiness, you want to start changing your tune. This is why I disagree with that, bro. I do not believe that that should be the first step in a uh preventative maintenance, upkeep, whatever you want to call it, fire drill, whatever you want to call this thing, bro. I don't believe that that should be the step one.
Yeah.
What I honestly feel like is step one, man, to preventing, or I should say, laying the foundation to that success is going to be continue to date. You know what I'm saying? Like instead of me waiting to see, like the doctor said, a flicker of unhappiness, something has a chain of events is continuously going down this rabbit hole that is going to make me feel away, going to make her feel away, and now I'm set to react. How about in the middle of that moment when I recognize something ain't right, I can choose to address it in that loving, caring manner and get on the right track.
Yeah.
Why does the train have to get off the track, bro, before you realize I got to put it back on the right track? Step
Yeah.
one in your book, man. What you feel, bro? Like, what the comments that doctor made in comparison to maybe how you feel? Like, talk to me.
Conversation is going to always be key because, as we talked about last week in marriage, like especially if you got kids and you're both working and kids extracurricular activities, there's a lot of things that's going to be swirling around. And I just really feel like, number one, you got to check yourself,
Yeah, true.
because a lot of times we can get selfish in the way that we operate in a marriage. So let's just talk about it. We can be
Yeah,
selfish. And so if we're not checking ourselves first, and if we check ourselves and it's like, okay, I perceive to be I'm in order, I think I'm in order, uh, then talk to your mate. That's got to be the first step ever. It's just like if your check engine light come on in your car. The next conversation is that you going to a mechanic, or at least going to get the code read to figure out what's wrong. So talking to your mate is checking
yeah,
that temperature,
yeah,
trying to figure out what's really cracking.
true. And that's kind of where I was kind of going with things, man. Like, so jumping back to some of the keys that I kind of took from this article and put my own spin on it, man, kind of have my own say. So map it out. And what I mean by that is, the things that you did to grab his attention, the things that you did to grab her attention, to get them interested, continue in those things. Um, Continue on whatever path that you was on. I see a lot of times, man, people might be, man, folks be going to school, bro. They in school, they doing, you know what I'm saying? They working 2-3 jobs. You know what I'm saying? They getting their chickens in order, they getting the bread in order, they doing all these particular things, right?
Yeah.
But then they get that partner and there's so much excitement around that particular person, right? So all the extra time that I used to have dedicated to reading books that I like to read, going places that I like to do, art shows, music festivals, whatever you want to call it. I've
Mhm.
now put all those things pertaining to me aside, right? Just so that I can really, I guess, cater to this other person. I see people do that all the time. Um, so map it out. The person that you are, the person that you were that attracted them, man, stick to that. Um, I also kind of came up with, you know what I mean, like you got to turn inward. You got to look at yourself. And I say that because I heard something, and we always talk about. I ain't even got to say their names if I just say entanglement, right? So, ew. Ooh. So look, bro. So I seen something that old boy said maybe like 2-3 years ago, and it pertained to the level of happiness. He said it's not my responsibility to make her happy. You know what I'm saying? Like if or I'm sorry, it's not her responsibility to make me happy. You know what I mean? If I worry about me and what I'm doing for you, and you worry about you and what you're doing for me, ideally the job's gonna get done.
Yeah.
Instead of me looking and focusing on you ain't do this, you ain't cooked in 2-3 days, you got me eating White Castles, you know it tear my stomach up. You know what I'm saying? You worried about what you're not getting instead of saying, yo, you ain't been able to cook it. yeah, because White Castles tear his stomach up. You best believe something else coming to tear some other stomach up. But bro,
Boy.
why not figure out what you can do to assist instead of taking the mindset what you not doing to contribute? What you think?
So I go back, man, to the marriage show and to the, how long is too long to be a fiance. Um, I really feel like that once people sign that piece of paper, for some reason, things change. The whole time we were courting, we was playing footsies under the cover and we was watching you stop. Now you stop. Now you stop. We was able to laugh, talk, and then as soon as the I do, right, right. And then
Hey,
as soon as the I do happens,
you on the phone like this, you hang you hang
yeah,
up,
you
you
hang up.
hang
No,
up.
you hang up.
Hey boy,
You hang up.
you put a few years under your belt, you get to making that phone call. Yeah, you
Man,
answer the phone like this. Yeah.
I man.
What?
Yes,
Bye.
yes, dear.
Yeah,
But
right.
the thing is that so that same effort, because it's like I feel like that once that ring goes on and there's that fiance stage, everybody trying to impress everybody now.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, oh yeah, I'm gonna make her my wife. Oh yeah, I'm gonna make him my husband. And that falls in line to what you just actually said. I'm gonna make her my wife.
yeah.
I'm gonna make, him my husband. But for some reason, once that paper is signed, oh, they are my husband.
And it's
She is my
now,
wife.
and it turned into a 50-50. Now I'm looking to see what you about to do for me. And based on what you do for me, that's gonna dictate how much effort and energy I'm finna throw on this thing. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But if instead of me waiting for a problem to pop off and then deciding I'm
Yeah.
gonna adjust and react like that, like
Hmm.
we say a lot of times, man, in the business world, it's about being proactive versus reactive. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? So being
Yeah.
proactive means I understand already that if I don't
Yeah.
give Shorty attention, it's gonna be bad. If I talk
Yeah.
to her crazy, it's gonna be bad. If everybody knows the things. So
Keep the
why
grits
do
out your house if you're talking crazy.
cream of wheat too? You know what I'm saying? All that, and worse, because little, hey, little buddy that used to work at Rent Center got burnt with popcorn grease.
Hey,
It's real.
what?
All over popcorn grease, all over EBT card, bro. I'm telling you, spending more than what you were supposed to spend, trying to be, you know what I'm saying? Trying to be that
Come
guy.
on now. Let him be
Man,
your man.
man, trying to be that guy, bro, and mess around and he got burnt with popcorn grease all over. Like it was like $23 over. But
That's
yeah.
crazy.
Oh, bro, time is 8:18, man. Before we get too far into this thing, what you want to do?
You know what we about to do. Let's hit these
Hit
shout
it.
outs real quick.
Let go.
Yo, this is Ryan the Gamer, owner of them Snap Boys. You are now tapped in to the Life Be Life podcast.
Take care about jeans too. Life be life. No fail.
Hey yo, life be lifing, so let's talk about it. Tune in now.
Man, if y'all haven't been tuned in to the Life Be Lifing podcast, y'all sleeping.
Back up on the scene, nah, I mean.
Make sure y'all tap in on Wednesdays at 8 o'clock.
Boom.
Yeah, here we go.
Why
So
don't you love that?
as we come back from break, man, I do want to throw something else in there real quick.
All right.
So when you're assessing the problem, we have to be careful on how we tread. Because here's the thing. If you're in a relationship and somebody else is always the problem,
You always
might want to look in that mirror, my
Big
homeboy or my homegirl. So
Big fact.
I just want to throw that in there, man, because like you say, what Rob Bay say,
It takes two
takes
to make
two.
this thing go right.
It's two.
You can't be
Yeah.
married. I'm just saying, man. You're not finna tell me you've been married 3-4 times, and every time it was on them, man. I'm not buying it. I'm not buying it. One or two things is the problem. It's like, yo, there's a McDonald's not too far from here, and it don't matter what pop off, they ain't never gonna get it right. Time of day, blase, skip a. It was so bad the other day. My wife was like, man, she wanted the McFlurry. It wasn't even late, bro. You know what
Never
I'm
get
finna
her
say.
order it right
The
at
machine broke.
McDonald's.
The machine broke. What I can't figure out is if ain't nobody getting no ice cream, why in the world is the machine always broke? Ain't nobody eating it. But it takes two.
Yeah.
There's absolutely no way. If you keep going somewhere that is giving you bad results. So let's take, for example, that thing is not a person, it's a marriage.
Mhm.
Marriage number one, it don't work. Okay, that very well could be. Marriage number two, it ain't working. Marriage number three, hey, at some point, like so cat that I worked with years and years back, and I don't know if he's still there or not, but that was marriage number three. And you steady riffing, telling me all the things that they not doing. And in turn, I'm saying the common denominator money is you. So one way, it ain't me, it is you one way or another, because either you're doing something that is causing them to run, or you just didn't learn from the first joint. So we talked about that before. There's things out of your first marriage. So now let's go ahead and transition. Let's get this thing personal, bro, because we kind of highlighted on some things that are preventative methods, right? Now, bro, now what I want to talk about is the acceptance of it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It doesn't matter who the instigator or the initiator of this joint is. It still has to be accepted on both sides of the fence. I want to talk about that, man. If you can give me a few minutes, I don't want to go into the, because we always want to be respectful. But when the acceptance came about on your end, what was that process like? What was the acceptance like?
To be honest,
here we go.
When it was fun, when it
hold on.
Let me
put that seatbelt on. All right, hit it. Yeah.
So to be honest, when I found out that okay, this is over, it was actually a relief. Just for the simple fact that I was trying to fight, to keep it, but certain circumstances just would not, allow it to be.
Man, listen, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to laugh at you like that. And I'm not laughing at your pain. I'm laughing because you said we was fighting to keep it like it was some old bad hipped Rottweiler. We fighting
Yeah,
to keep it, but
I was fighting. Hey, I'm fighting to keep it, man, but them mother just won't listen. I mean,
the city keep tripping.
yeah, I fought for it. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And let me say this: from my first marriage, there were a lot of things that I should have did different that I didn't, and I learned this time around.
Yeah.
Because because I consider relationships, life is like a hamster wheel. You know what I'm saying? It's like a reoccurring dream. It's like you playing a level of Mario Brothers. You know what I'm saying? If you starting off on World 1 and you keep dying, you cannot go to World 1-2. There is no way. So I had to learn how to effectively, you know what I'm saying, get to World 1-2 few, you know, but
Because that's bro, Mario Brothers, and you keep dying. Do you know what happens if I keep dying on level 3? I give up. Bingo. Yeah.
so
I had to make sure they caught that.
yeah. So once I finally gave in to the fact, like, all right, man, this is water under the bridge. There's too much damage. There's
Yeah.
too much history. I ain't even lie to you. The night that I found out that we were getting divorced,
Mhm.
I was at the Royal Palace on Natural Bridge, kicking it.
Yeah.
And that's enough about that. But
Yeah.
but but on the inside, even though I'm outside kicking it and I'm having fun and I'm outside,
Yeah.
there was still a part, man, because this is the person that I slept next to for a couple of years or a few months in between a couple of years. 'Cause there was always some stuff going on. But I had to reflect on myself. And when I decided to get married again, I had to put that old me away and understand, like, okay, this is your second marriage, dude. You're not trying to be like these people that's having 4, 5, and 6 marriages and got, you paying alimony here. I'm already paying child support. I can't do all of this. So by any means necessary, as long as ain't nobody putting no hands on nobody, as long as ain't nobody stealing and cheating, we can make this work. So, acceptance was crazy, man, because it's like, all right, I gotta move on. I gotta start over, man. And that was hard.
Yeah.
That mindset of like, all right, I gotta start over. And at this point in time in my life, I'm really glad that I started over with who I started over with. But it was still that acceptance. It's a mentality because
Yeah.
now you're like, okay, who was it? Was it my fault? Was it her fault? Like, how do I avoid this again? And honestly, before I wrap this part up, if you don't let go of that last relationship, whatever happened, check yourself, you know what I'm saying? Because if you don't check yourself, it's going to happen again. Learn, reflect, and then, move on.
Yeah. Um, I echo them sentiments, man. It what I'm gonna say really piggybacks on things we've been saying in some various episodes. And as I continue to just read more, just get older, get a little wiser, just a little bit. Some of the things, man, that I really trip off of, I know that age plays a part in the success of marriage. And I'm not saying it's the case for everybody. I understand there's some people out there that's 22, 23 that's gonna get married, and 40 years from now, they still there. I dig that. But what I'm saying is it's the scenario I gave you last week where if I'm a 19-year-old boy and I come knocking on your crib and I'm like, yo, let me build you a house. You in your apartment. I'm gonna build you a house for free for you and your family. Will you trust me to do it? But I've never built a house before. You can be like, boy, you crazy. I'm not trusting my life, and you have zero. Like, so the same mindset now. Here's somebody that's gonna ask your 19-year-old daughter for her hand in marriage, and money has no experience in life. First off, this is what maybe his first, second, max third relationship. You know what I'm saying? I know it's got to be the only one of significant value because you're only 18 or 19. You don't have
Right.
life experience. You don't know who you are, but now you're trying to build something together. And this is where we came about, where statistics say a second marriage will always be more successful because you have that life experience. I say all that to say this. With the age comes emotional intelligence, right? And people be like, well, duh, yeah, but intelligence and being emotionally sound is two different things. Emotional intelligence is an actual thing. For those who ain't hip, follow me. It's four components of emotional intelligence. Okay. The first component is self-awareness. Common sense, this is easily understood. It's recognizing your emotions, their effects on you as well as others. The second component is self-management, how you manage yourself during those stressful times and how you maintain a positive outlook despite what's going on. Three, social awareness. This is where you recognize others' emotions, right? It's where you apply empathy and sympathy, right? It's the ability to communicate and also collaborate. The fourth is relationship management. Influence, your ability to coach or mentor, guide others, including your peers, partner, children, and in the business world, even your clients. Now, the sum all of that, the emotional intelligence is when four components is clicking. And if you want to know if somebody's really emotionally intelligent, one of the areas I spoke of, social awareness, is their ability to communicate, articulate their thoughts and feelings, be aware of what they're doing and how they impact you. And so where that doctor that gave that advice says, hey, at the first sign of this, change your ways. What I'm saying is, if you have social awareness, relationship management, if you're able to utilize the four components of emotional intelligence, what they talking about is rubbish. Because I recognize it off the rip. I already know what Shorty is feeling because I'm emotionally sound and I'm operating on all four components of
Yeah.
emotional intelligence. Bars, how you feeling?
Man, I feel that because I'm about to put you on Front Street, baby. So I can tell kind of like when we good, but we
Yeah,
not good. You know
yeah,
what I'm saying?
yeah.
Because I'll text her something and she'll text me back.
Yeah.
Oh, that burns me. I'll be like, oh my God. And she knows I hate it. And then so now I'm texting back. But
And now she mad.
well, but that's bars for real, man. And we can sit back and laugh about it later. But having that emotional awareness, man, is very huge because if people go through life, marriage, could have had a bad day at work. If I'd have had a bad day at work, man, I maybe not right away. I may not want to come home to, what I'm saying, jokes being cracked. Let me kind of, what I'm saying, decompress for a
You know what
hot
I'm saying?
second.
People press big bars. Yeah. Yeah.
Let me, figure out what's going on. Uh, and the same thing with her. If I know, first thing I ask, how's your day? Because based on how she said her day was, determines my next move. If her day was cool,
Determines your
like, all
night.
right,
How her
yeah,
day was gonna determine your night.
indeed. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, how was your day? Oh, it was cool. All right, so I know I can do X, Y, Z. Or, I've had a horrible day. All right, what you want to eat? You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna go ahead and fix you something to eat. You know what I'm saying? Fix you something that you like, comfort. Aha! Message one more time. Oh, we ain't got nobody that's agreeing out there. Come on, man. But y'all will learn.
Yeah.
And that's the thing, man, because it starts to dictate the mood of the rest of the evening. Because here's the thing: if you're not mentally aware and relationship aware of your mate and their actions and their reactions and how they move, it can cause many pitfalls. It can cause many nights, everybody sleeping back to back because ain't no spooning. Let's try and get a fork.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah. And you better hope she don't grab a knife.
yeah. So it really helps to be, what I'm saying, to be emotionally aware in your relationship because it shows you how to move and and the thing is, as we say time after time, if you're giving yourself selflessly to your mate, because as we talked about on 50-50, marriage is no way, no shape, form, or fashion 50-50. It's always 100-100. Because if I'm only giving 50 and you only giving 50, that's 100, and we're half-assing it. And I'll say it just like that. But if we're both giving 100, that one day you may be sick, you don't feel like cooking. I may be tired too because I work, but I got to kick in that extra 50% for the day. Why? And I want somebody to catch this out here. My wife may be operating at 50% this day. I have to put in 150. Why? To keep us whole.
Big boy. Yeah.
I really hope that somebody catches that.
Yeah. 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 And so and to kind of, I led up with the 4 components, man, to really put my 2 cents and
Good
chime
stuff,
in.
bro.
Yeah, appreciate it. So the level of acceptance, man, that I had was a little bit different. And so to be absolutely honest, man, for me, the initiation, of course, was on my part. However, this is why I say, even as the initiator of, um, it still will have an impact on you. My kid. How can I now be who I've always been, and my role is lessened? It's like, how can the manager be just as effective on his job if he no longer is there for 50 hours a week, but now indeed is only 5 to 6? The amount of people that he can touch, the time, the impact, everything changes. It doesn't lessen him and who he is as a manager or her as a manager. You just don't have the you're not in the place to be able to pour into him anymore. And so to be straight up and down, man, that first holiday outside of the home without my kids was Easter. And I remember this day because my main job, I did not have to work. My part-time job, I did. And so while I had invites to get up and go here and there, man, I sat in my room, man, in the dark. You know what I'm saying? And just laid in bed, just tripping on the fact that my kids ain't here. You know what I'm saying? Nothing else really matters when it comes down to that. And so when I see a lot of people flip out and lose their mind, bro. You know what I'm saying? And we often talk about that. A lot of the things that we went through, whether they were self-invoked or stumbled upon or handed to us, a lot of people would have lost their life. They would have taken their life. They could not have endured. That there wasn't a plan for this. So my level of acceptance was, okay, the fear is starting over, because finances, and we just gonna call it what it is, man. Finances and sex are really the 2 most common areas that will cause a marriage to fail. And so with finances struggling, my mindset is like, yo, how am I going to be able to do this? And I'm gonna
Yeah.
say this, and I'm gonna switch topics, bro, and I'm gonna throw this to you. Um, outside of my kids, the level of embarrassment, because now as a black man, I am a statistic. And I'm a different kind of statistic because where I went, I only had one child that was out of wedlock. So I had mother of the baby, right? You know what I'm saying? I had a baby mom. But now, bro, you divorced, you got an ex-wife, by default, she go back to a baby mama. You already had a baby mama. You feel me? So here you
Yeah.
are with multiple baby mama, you know what I'm saying? Kids in more than one household. You a statistic. And on paper, this wasn't it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So shift over, man. Talk to me about the aftermath.
Yeah, man. So doubling back real quick, I remember the ending of that first marriage. For me, it was New Year's Eve.
Mm.
My old dude, man, took me to a party. I'm sitting there, man, just like I'm sad. I'm like, how did I get here? You know, and it was really crazy, man. And I vowed myself to the best of my ability not to be here again.
Yeah.
Aftermath, man. Oh, the fallout of that. And you begin to actually touch on it because here it is, you know what I'm saying? We didn't got married. Um, we didn't invited all these people, my homeboys, my partners, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I done did it. You know what I'm saying? I done jumped the broom and broke the glass and I'm cool. To turn around and have to look those same people in the eye, the people who maybe, you know, your best man at your wedding,
Good.
the people that showed up
Yeah.
for you, uh, parents, because mama was still alive. And to look these people in the face and be like, yeah, man, you know, we're getting a divorce. I
Yeah.
really felt, I don't know, man. I just felt so sad because it was like, how did I get here? This at this day and age, man, you know, older, wiser, balder.
Yeah.
At the age of 24,
Your hair just
I,
growing in
I,
your
I
head.
yeah, you know what I'm saying, went from my head to my face.
Yeah.
But I understand at the age of 24, I believe I was when I first got married, that as much of a desire that I had to be married and want to be married, there was an equal force pulling against that because I didn't know how to be married.
Yeah.
So now all of this is piling on top of me, man, like a ton of bricks because I feel like I can't look people in the eye no more because I'm a failure. I
Mm-hmm.
feel like that I can't hold my head up anymore because we're the head of the household and I failed. I feel like that it was just disheartening, man. It was just like, how the hell did I get here at my
Yeah.
lowest low?
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm a
And
be
that's
I'm a
not
I'm
to
a
even
keep
say
it
that you're not
funky, man.
accepting it. That's not to say you're not even accepting it, cool with it. You might have wanted it. It's just the reality, like, yo, I didn't start this business to watch it collapse, but I'm here. Now, along the way, you might
Yeah,
have said, hey, I don't want this business no more. But it doesn't change the fact. So I apologize for cutting you off, but I wanted to make that real clear because as
yeah.
we live streaming on we are what right now, YouTube, Instagram, StreamYard, all these places, simulcast.
Facebook.
Yep. I want everybody to be aware that when you make that comment, man, I was distraught. I'm here, I'm this, I'm that. It's not necessarily because you're all sad about the person that has that because you still have things that you built. But the bottom line of it is, as a man, I did not complete the mission. I failed, whether it was financially, whether it was emotionally, whether,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying, whatever you want to call it, bro. I apologize, man.
Now you good, bro. So it was just the fact of, and then when those holidays come up, that first set of holidays, like I said, mine was New Year's Eve.
Mhm.
And you just thinking to myself, like, how I'm married, dude. Like, and I'm finna get divorced, and I'm on New Year's Eve by myself. And thinking before I got married, every New Year's Eve, I was throwing a party. I was at a party. I'm kicking it. And here I am by myself. Acceptance is finally getting those papers in the mail and understanding that this is over.
Yeah,
Acceptance is now, even though I was staying with my mama, with mama for a little bit, hoping that this thing would work out. But the things that I want to do in mama house, I can't do in mama house. So after a couple of months, I got to go get my own place.
yeah,
Acceptance is understanding that I'm finna jump back into this pool, and I'm jumping in apprehensively because I'm like, yo, the woman that I thought was of my dreams is in my rearview mirror. The relationship that I wanted for myself, being married, being somebody's husband, being somebody's leader, being someone's protector, this is over with. And now I'm just regular ass Tony.
yeah,
Y'all,
yeah,
and as ecstatic that I am about my marriage now, those feelings were the feelings that were going on, man. I was at my lowest low. So I want y'all to understand before I toss it back to bro, man, that men, even women, if you're going through these mixed emotions, once that relationship is finally over, once these papers get signed and you get served or whatever the case may be, yo, there is light at the end of the tunnel. Sometimes we go through things to bring out our true potential. God, God, man, I know God got a sense of humor. You know what I'm saying? But to put you through all the hell, then to sit somebody in front of you and say, hey, this is what you needed all along, but you wouldn't have lasted in this. Give me 45 seconds. Let me tell this quick story.
yep,
There was a man that God sent on a mission, man, and the man was like, all right, God, where am I going? God say, just go that way. The man started walking. It was about a week. The man came across a mountain. He looked to God. He said, well, what am I going to do? The mountain was as far as long to the left and right, and it was very, very high. And he didn't have any ropes or equipment. He said, God, what am I supposed to do? He said, God said, pray. So the man prayed, and then he pushed. As he pushed, the mountain flew out of his way. The man is walking again. It's about another 30 days. He came across an exceedingly high mountain. He said, all right, God, I'm here. What am I supposed to do? God said, push. The man pushed and pushed and pushed the first day. Nothing happened. He pushed the second day. Mountain moved out of the way. Man is walking for about another 60 days. A bigger mountain, and this is my soapbox, by the way, a
yeah,
bigger mountain popped up. This mountain went so high, it went into the heavens. To the left and right, there was no end. The man said, okay, the last two mountains I pushed, and it went out the way. He pushed the first day. Nothing happened. He pushed the second day. Nothing happened. He pushed what it felt like for weeks. Nothing happened. Finally, in the midst of his situation, he said, all right, God, You sent me on this journey. Now I'm stranded at this point. What is it that you want me to do? God pretty much said, my word doesn't change. Push. The man started pushing and pushing and pushing, and all of a sudden the mountain flew out of his way. So he turned back to God. He said, why did you not move the mountain for me in the first place? Do you know how much further I could have been on my journey? God says, have you looked at yourself lately? Have you looked at your chest? How big and broad it has become? Have you looked at your arms and legs? How powerful they have become? See, if I had let you move past those mountains, or if I had moved them out the way for you, you would not be as strong as you are today
Yeah,
for what's ahead.
that's dope.
Hey, that divorce was that final mountain for me, man.
Yeah,
And I'm glad I'm bigger and I'm stronger to be able to bear whatever challenges that marriage is going to place in front of me. Hey, God word ain't finna change. I am gonna keep pushing. That's
fact.
my soapbox. Know what I mean?
Yeah. Hey, I dig that, man. So kind of rewinding a little bit, man, and going to the aftermath. Um, man, the anger, a whole lot of anger. And the anger came from, you feel like right, wrong, or indifferent, man. There's a whole lot of people in your business that don't know left from right. Better yet, why you in my business, and you need to be worried about your own household. Oh, and FYI,
Hold on. Hold on. Hold
yup.
on.
So why you worried about what I did or didn't do? You need to worry about your household and why your wife is jocking my style. That's what you need to be doing. Um, so my anger came from, man, just people way too much in my mix. I felt like a city turned their back. I felt like a lot of the good was in vain. You know what I'm saying? I put up numbers for 20 plus years. Y'all didn't do MJ like that when he went to the Wizards. You know what I'm saying? You ain't do MJ like that, bro. All we talk about is these 6 rings. Don't nobody say nothing about when. All right, so you did all of this, and you can't even get a respectable. All right. So mine was anger, mine was rage, and um, I move different than people that know. I ain't even gonna go there. It is what it is. It
You
is what it
crazy? Go ahead and
is.
say it.
I'm just saying. And so with that being the case, you can only imagine a very ignorant, determined, bullheaded, pissed off, and just flat out angry D to the J. And that's what that was like. So it's 8:51, bro. Um, I really like what you did at the end, man. You dropped a story, man, that I just feel like was just like, you know what I'm saying? And if it's okay with you, I would like to do the same. So,
Man, don't be trying to be like me.
so
Sometimes I dream
yeah.
that he is me.
So I'm gonna tell a story. And this story is called, matter of fact, because you play all day. So before we get started, take 20 seconds to get it out, man. Let's chuckle it up. Because it's story time and we gotta get serious. So I'm gonna give you about 5 more seconds. Lifers, go and get you a little swig. He back, he ready. My story. Cuckoo the rabbit. Oh, he ready. Okay, cool. Cuckoo was the rabbit. He was out one day for a stroll when suddenly Cuckoo says, something ain't right in my soul. A neighbor suddenly walked by, said, "Cuckoo, you cool?" He said, I don't know. The neighbor said, "Did you forget anything?" Cuckoo replied, "I turned off the TV. I turned off the stove. I made a dope playlist for my groupies and I ordered some to-go boxes for those on the go. And I bought extra chairs so that they not sitting on the floor. I got lemonade on deck and candy too. And that gold box from Walgreens. You know how I do." The neighbor said, "Cuckoo, you covered it right. Nothing left but to say, woo, we had a time last night." Cuckoo smiled and grinned and said, "Thank you, neighbor, you're right." Then Cuckoo looked up to the sky and yelled with all his might, "No!" All that planning, and I forgot the invite. Mm. The neighbor walked off, deuces waving. He said, "I know, but it's okay." Cuckoo took a sigh of relief. It's okay." And the neighbor said, "Yeah, I'll offer all your groupies a spot to parlay. I text them all, some short, some tall, some big, some small." Cuckoo say, "Well, I guess I'll come too. What's your address, neighbor?" The neighbor said, "It's building 1212." Cuckoo said, "That's my sister crib." He said, "I know because your sister is my boo." Story. And that, my folks, concludes story time this week with D to the J. Hey, real rap though, man. Tonight's episode is we conclude divorce be divorcing. The reality is we can do a whole lot of things to try to prepare for this. We will consistently and constantly say that it is going to start with how you prepare to even get in this thing. It's a business. Your spouse is your business partner. And since it's a business, you have a business plan. You have to prepare. You have to come together and talk about the financials, the profits and losses. You know what I'm saying? You got to talk about them employees, AKA them kids. You got to understand that when, hey, this manager, hey, I come from a world, man, that when the managers, we had a meeting, y'all gonna have to figure this out. You cannot disturb us. Same flow. You as parents, a lot of y'all, man, in COVID proved it to be true. Y'all don't even like each other. Y'all only together for the kids. Homeboy told me one time, man, this is years and years back. Um, I was in such a tight spot trying to figure out how do I pull the plug? What do I do? And he just seen it. He knew when he said, you know what I'm saying? It's funny, man, because he's a non-ethnic brother. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? He's the lightest shade of wheat that's out there. And my man says, you can't stay because of the kids, and you can't leave because of the kids. And I know to a lot of people that's gonna go over their head, like, well, what you saying? Basically, what my man said is, you gotta figure this out for yourself. What's best for you? Don't bust no moves because of them. So the moment that y'all parents stop being so concerned about what y'all two is doing for them kids and get more concerned about what y'all doing to each other, for each other, with each other, everything else is gonna fall in line. Because when the kids turn 18 and they shake out and it's just left for you two, you realize you only like each other. You
Yeah.
making him a bologna sandwich. Steve, I don't even like bologna. You ain't known for 25 years. He didn't know. Anyway, I'm your host, D to the J, in the building like I ain't never left. Your mama favorite comedian.
Hey,
I got her AARP card right now.
hey, y'all. I really hope I really hope that y'all enjoyed the show, man. There was a lot. of feelings, emotions, experience, thrown out tonight.
Yeah.
Married people, we talked about this last show. Get around some married people, man. Some seasoned married people, because hey, everybody ain't happy. And just
Yeah.
put on a show. If you're going through a divorce, man, get help. It's okay to not to be okay. We'll be back next week, man. What's the topic?
We got some things cooking, but I'm not gonna let it out the bag.
That'll work. Hey, until next time, because life go keep
They
on
got
lifing.
follow. You want to know what we finna do? Hey, keep following. You see these events, keep jumping in. We thank y'all for these comments. We thank y'all for the inboxes. We thank y'all for the music y'all sending. We thank y'all for the shares, the shout outs, all that.
Because life go keep on lifing, and we gonna be here to talk about it. I'm your host, Tony D.
And I'm your host, D to the J. You see the bottom right there? Still in the building. Like we ain't never left. Deuces.
Like Be Life and Podcast, we gon' be here to talk about it. Yeah. With your host, Tony D and D to the J. With your host, Tony D and D to the J.